Okay, I've now removed the inner plate and reset the tension off the bolt. I'll just cycle the lock a couple of times just so you can see it function. So we have open. Pay close attention to where the key pattern is set. The knife edge comes in and engages. Again, observe there is a physical gap between the third and second set of levers. Now, I'll defeat the interlock and apply tension, and the anti-pressure device has engaged. I'll just show you the point of engagement. We remove this plate. The point of engagement is just there. There's a hook, or a hook-shaped cutout in the steel bolt, and the anti-pressure arm here, with its counterweight there, engages into it. The anti-pressure arm is raised via this plate. Just reset that. The lock would normally require gravity to reset the anti-pressure arm. Like that. So just to observe that again, if a tension is applied between the third and second set of tumblers at the gate, as they're pushed back, the arm pivots and engages there, and at that point it's all over. You will not be able to pick the lock. This particular lock was only offered by Hobbs & Co as an option on their very top of the range safes. It was exceedingly expensive in its day. In a day when the equivalent of the top grade safe of today was £120, this lock was an additional £50 on the price of the safe. Research has shown that at the time these were being made, this particular example being 1863, £50 was the price of a house in certain parts of England. Earlier versions of this lock did not have the anti-pressure device, and I believe there were one or two other refinements made, such as this brass plug pressed into the back of the case, which is there to vent explosive gases should an attempt be made to blow the lock up. Although where these locks are fitted, the keyholes are usually locked by a hardened steel shutter with another control lock acting upon it. There are not many of these locks known, perhaps 30 examples survive. It's highly unlikely there would have been very many made, and they do have a fairly good survival rate. That notwithstanding, however, they are exceedingly sought after amongst collectors due to their sheer complexity and the quality of construction. Some of the features being: every layer through the lock is numbered, that being number 6. The way the parts are fashioned to overlap and interlock all the way down. Little features of design not necessary for the function of the lock, but just showing off the lockmaker's craft. This particular example is 6 levers. It is the most common version. 7 levers are also known. There is also a 9 lever, an 11 lever known, and there is a 15 lever exhibition lock in the Science Museum in London. The design was brought to the UK by A.C. Hobbs, who was at that point a salesman for Day & Newell. The Day & Newell locks are virtually identical with the exception of the anti-pressure device. Although they do look a bit clunkier in the way they're constructed, it has been said by some that they're much cheaper and not as well made. The only difference really is the way the cases are constructed. The base construction within the lock, they're just as fine, although they're not as well regarded by collectors as the Hobbs versions, which are the most desirable, such as this. There we have the Hobbs & Co. patent changeable bank lock. For further photographs and more information, you can see those on the website at www.antique-locks.com. I hope you enjoyed the Hobbs & Co. Paurotoptic lock.